I gotta ride with my Uzi, cause I done did so much dirt. Niggas liable to shoot me, lest I hit them up first. You know the vibe of your booty, I put your kids on the shirt. You wanna die for that jewelry, then get that nigga a hearse. Either way I'ma eat, leave your brains on the street. Deacon praying, flesh decaying, we in way too deep. They say the Lord is my shepherd, but don't get stuck for your sheep.
I made my way out to Long Island. You know, still doing my thing, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, I'm from Queens, so when I got out there, you know, first thing I did was pull a little team together. And one of the dudes was he was a native out there, and the town, you know, they really feared him. You know what I'm saying? To me, he was just, you know, I thought he was cool at the time. And I liked having him around because, you know, let people know, to let that fear transfer over.
It's
me.
real, boy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
As my man Big Boo would say.
Yeah, Big Boo wasn't lying, you know. But yeah, so we got cool. You know, I definitely heard some stories about him, some things he did, but I took it with a grain of salt because, you know, when people are scared of someone, they're gonna throw dirt on their name anyway. So I can't really take what they're saying seriously, you know. Plus, you know, I knew his family. His family, he came from an extremely good family, pastors, bankers, you know, very nice family, you know, but sometimes niggas take the wrong route. I knew he had did some time, you know. I heard he had kidnapped some people, but, you know, that's great to have on your resume in that line of work. That's wonderful. Good. I said, good. Good. You know what I'm saying? Let's roll with that. But as time progressed, I was hearing other things, other rumblings, like, you know, he was taking kids and not giving them back. And you know, it sounded as outrageous to me then as it does to you right now. So again, I kind of took it with a grain of salt. You know, I approached him about it. I said, look, man, I fuck with you, but I'm hearing some things, you know, and you know, there's no proof. So he's like, nah, he outright denies it. Nah, I ain't fucking with none of that shit, man. These niggas is hating. But long story long,
Did you do any research to see if these kids are actually missing or anything?
See, no, and that was a flaw on my part because, you know, it was about the money to me. And I wasn't giving a fuck. You turn a blind eye to things sometimes when it serves your purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. You'll find the reason to reason within that reason.
Exactly. And that was a major mistake on my part. I felt like if I don't know about it, if I ain't, you know, ain't no proof, I don't care. Let's continue.
Hear no evil, see no evil.
Yeah, exactly. But then it got crazy, man. He eventually wound up getting into a shootout with some dude who wanted his kid back. Apparently he was fucking these kids, you know. Niggas wasn't turning up. He's gone now. You know what I'm saying? This is all public record. I ain't even gonna say his name, but he's gone. This is all public record. So it's not like I'm revealing anything.
Not exposing some. Yeah.
Plus, I don't really know the details, but I know he wound up getting into this right on fuck. Man, I forget the street, but it's some big street out there. You know, broad daylight. Dude wanted his kid back. He kidnapped this dude's baby, was fucking her or something in some basement. And you know, the whole thing came crumbling down. Now the problem with that was I'm not with none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to do things, and that wasn't it. It wasn't like he was doing this for money or something. It was his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he was sick.
Sadistic shit.
Yeah, fucked up. And it kind of fucked me up because I'm not some cold-hearted killer nigga or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person who wants to feed their family. And when all that happened, to know that I knew somebody like that and
that evil.
Yeah, you know.
Beyond evil.
Yeah, because, you know, like I said, I did time, man. I was
horrible, motherfucker.
The killers, the drug dealers and all that. And you do what you got to do. That's cool. But this, was too much for me. So I needed like a fucking mental break. You know what I'm saying? So I moved.
So you kind of like lost your fucking mind basically with that shit.
Yeah, it was a bit much,
In a
man.
way.
It was a bit much. Yeah. You know, I had to go hit the reset button. I moved out to Vermont, been out here ever since. You know, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying, Nick? That ain't it. Shit like that. And I
Nah, son,
realized,
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I've never been around no people doing stuff like that necessarily to that capacity to children, and none that I knew of. You know what I'm trying to say? But I remember there was a dude back in the day that this woman used to like have foster kids and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna throw the projects out. I don't want to put someone on blast like that. But we was on the east side of Harlem. You know what I'm saying? About the graffiti Wall of Fame over there. You know what I mean? Niggas know what that. And long story short, I guess someone was doing shit to the little kid. You know what I'm saying? And then something happened one day, went a little too far, and they got some DNA or did some shit, and then they found out it was son. I never forget, man. Son came bopping up the block, right? He was, you know what I'm saying, regular, and niggas waiting for him. And they fucking niggas was up underneath the car, getting like cops had to get mad niggas on that nigga, and that was a bad situation. But that was something that it was like, you would have never guessed it, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga, whatever, did a bid, this, did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, presents himself kind of tough, but stays to himself, and you're like, all right, son's just getting it in, doing what he's doing, but he was on a whole nother level. He was a maniac, evil person. There's definitely people out there like that, but this guy, he seems that, he was on like a different playing field.
yeah, he was on some white boy shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I was like, yeah, it was, and looking back too, people were like, yo, you shouldn't fuck with him, blah, blah, blah. But again, niggas was scared, so I get it. But
Well, it wasn't necessarily all the time because, it was coming from a valid source. It was mostly coming from a weak individual. It's like, hey,
every time,
a little easier,
Yeah, you know what I mean? But that type of shit, man, I can't condone that type of shit. I can't fuck with that type of shit. So I realized, things were a little out of control. I needed to watch my company better. I needed to evaluate what in me and in my life at that time would and it allow such evil around me.
The money.
Well, you know what, man? The money ain't enough, man. Looking back, man, like
No, I'm saying what led you into this situation was the money.
Well, that's what led me into
the situation. You were living comfortably doing whatever you was doing, and that money would put you in a space where you can ignore that shit. But if you had
but it's not a pass though. It's not, the money ain't a pass, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not giving you a pass. I'm saying I think that was the tool like that made you be like that. The money.
Oh, well, it's the root of evil, of course. But so long story long, man, I moved, started my life over, man. And just kicking it with my family. I had another daughter. I'm a girl dad. I got three daughters. Shout out to
my brother.
Thank you, man. Shout out to Kayla, Brianna, and Chelsea. It was my babies.